Graham.
Hey family, how you doing today? Thank you so much for coming on with me. I appreciate you so very much. I first want to thank each and every one of you all for the birthday wishes. I tell you, I got overwhelming response and I thank you, thank you, thank you. So for my birthday was March the 28th, which was Saturday, and there was a surprise party. They get me, my sweetheart. She gets me every single year. So I'm not thinking anything about it. She says, "Hey, we're going out to eat, but before that, we're gonna go have a drink." So we get there, and of course, like always, surprise. Well, of course, you know me. I'm not thinking anything about it. I'm more concerned about everything else. But thank you, sweetheart, for everything. My baby, she always gets me. And thank each and every one of you for the overwhelming response on Facebook. Over 1,000 responses. I kid you not. It was crazy. So I had this bright idea that on Facebook, I was going to say thank you to each and every person. I did a day and a half. It took me. But thank you so much. So, so much. I appreciate it. Love you all, and I appreciate you for that. But let's jump right in. This week has been just so much has been happening. So if you ever follow me, check me out, Dr. Cam Hill on Facebook, Dr. Cam Hill on Instagram. Check it all out. There's a lot that is happening. One thing that's happening right now, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was arrested for the DUI after his SUV rollover crash in Florida. Now, Tiger has been in this situation before, but he stated, "Hey, I've been in a lot of pain." They found, from my understanding, after reading everything, allegedly, they found hydrocodone, which is really Vicodin, in his pockets. Okay. Plus, he had been, kind of drinking. He'd been out and drinking. So people had the question of why doesn't he get a driver? That was one of the big things. Why didn't he get a driver? But maybe, when you're going out, you may not be thinking, okay, I'm just going to stop by the restaurant, have me maybe one drink, and then I'll be gone. Well, you get to talking and you hanging out and things like that. That may happen. Not sure. Okay. So that was one of the things that was going on. There in 2028, a few people are thinking about jumping into this presidential race. Two names that have come about on my radar is Cory Booker and Don Lemon, journalist Don Lemon. So a lot of people said, "Cam, I don't know about either one. I know about them, but I don't think so." But that's what's out. That's what's out. So Don Lemon, the journalist, and Cory Booker, United States, the U.S. representative, is there. There's another thing that happened with Amber Rose and Nick Cannon. Now, I posted this one about Amber Rose and Nick Cannon, and people were not happy about the fact with her. But what she was stating, Amber Rose was stating the fact that she supports Trump, and she still supports Trump. And she just doesn't understand why we don't support Trump. Nick Cannon said about the same thing. He said he doesn't, he's with him also. He doesn't understand because of why we don't support, Trump. What he says is what he's going to do. And that was some of the things that they posted. But again, one of the things, Amber Rose, it says Amber Rose continues to open up about her support for Donald Trump. She said the Democrats don't care about black people and they don't care about people of color. That was one of the things that she stated. And she's adamant about that. She's been stating that for the longest, and she's been talking about that. Nick Cannon on the same thing. Nick Cannon calls the Democratic Party the party of the KKK. And he said with the Republicans freed the slaves. Now, he is right on some part of that. Abraham Lincoln, when we first started as African Americans, we were Republican. That's a true statement. We were. And so some of the parts that he has been stating and some of the information he has was right. He said it right. So, and we appreciate, that was some of the good things. So he did say that. Reach out to me, post some things if you have some information or have something. Also, give me some topics that you want to hear. Give me some people you want to interview. If you have some friends and family that are doing something, let me know. This week I had one of my people that was coming on, the guest. He couldn't make it this time. TSA, even though they're paying them, they're still getting acclimated. People still coming in and things like that. I appreciate each and every one of you just listening to me and talking to me. But TSA did get paid on Monday. I understand. I talked to a TSA worker. They are getting their pay right now. And that started on Monday. Tyler Perry wanted to clear this one up. Tyler Perry went to the Atlanta airport. I think that was last week. And when he went to the Atlanta airport, he originally went in and had cash with him, from my understanding. This is what was told to me. When he went there, they denied him, said he couldn't give the money. Okay. But after talking, to my understanding, he had talked to some of the management or so, and they said gift cards. Okay. So he came back with gift cards. He gave each one of them $1,000. And I'm anticipating, from what I was reading, 250 people, I'm sorry, that he gave to at the time. And this was at the Atlanta airport. After he gave the cards, the $1,000 gift cards, the next day they wanted, they said no, they couldn't have them. Well, people are spending the money at that point, right? So just think of that. They want you to give your money back after the next day, and it's a gift. It's a gift card. So think about that. So anyway, you know us, we had already spent it and said we didn't have it, which was probably true. So that was a good one on that one. So talk to me about what's going on. The Iran war. This evening we're going to have Trump is going to be talking about the Iran war and where we're at. If we're close to getting to the point where the war is over, because he's announced it several times that the war is over. So he's going to let us know about that one if the war is over. Okay. There's another thing. So I posted something on today. Oklahoma House, I got this in the information. The Oklahoma House passed a bill allowing human remains to become soil, which is cremation. So if you cremate a person, that's where this is at. If you cremate someone, then they're saying that, okay, it's okay to place that person in the soil. Okay, so instead of burying the urn or putting it, away, they're allowing you to do that. And there's a bill on the table in Oklahoma that's passed, and you can do that. Now, apparently, it was a problem before, but now funeral homes are getting involved, where they're going to offer that, not to bury the urn, but to place it in the soil. So that's where that's at. A lot of people didn't understand what that was, but after reading it and getting the understanding for funeral homes, that was what they were trying to do. So now it is something that can be done, and it can be part of the funeral services that if you place it in the soil. So maybe less expensive, not sure. I didn't read that part. But instead of burying the urn or taking it home with you or placing it somewhere, then you can just have that where you place it in the soil. That was one thing. Another thing that was really big this week that I posted about was that there was a married woman that she and her husband went to the Chris Brown concert, And he invited her apparently on stage. He was inviting women on stage. She was one of the women, okay, that was on stage. She's a married woman. She kissed Chris Brown in the mouth in front of her husband and in front of everyone, which was a huge uproar about the fact she's a married woman and her husband is there. He's standing there. He was literally, if you look at the video, he's on the front row, standing up, looking at her. And they felt, my God, they felt like that everybody I've talked to said, Cam, this is a problem, huge problem. Well, yeah, it is. When you look at the video, she is kissing him in the mouth. So I don't know how it turned out. I don't know what happened after that, but I do know I saw the video. And yes, it was clear. She was on stage. She was lying back. Chris Brown leaned down as if not to kiss her, but this was part of the song. Okay. But she grabbed his face and kissed him. So you check that one out. I'm telling you. There was another one where a man had posted that, and people love this one, that in his yard, he had just recently got divorced because his wife was cheating on him. Well, in the yard, he placed divorced, cheating wife. He's available. So he's letting everybody know he's single now. He's divorced her and he's ready to go. There was another one that we placed on there and all of this is on my Facebook page, so you can look at it and things like that, and my Instagram page. But there was a woman in Maryland. She needed her roof and some more things done to her house. She had, and she said she called them migrants, but these are people that of the Spanish community, but they're not citizens, right? And she had them to come on a job site, to work on her house. $10,000 is what they were charging her. Well, one of the main things was her roof. They were replacing a whole roof. Within that time, guess what she does? Instead of making the payment, she calls ICE on them. They are now surrounded by ICE and picked up. She doesn't pay the $10,000, but ICE, one of the guys on ICE was the one who said, hey, you know what? She didn't call us. We were in the neighborhood. Now, come on. Even the neighbor said, no, she called, because I was starting to read about that. She called. And that's unfortunate because now these people have been picked up. They have been, they were taken away from their families and everything. So that was a big one. Another one was where the niece, there was a niece where her aunt and her uncle had gone to this church for over 50 years. Well, the aunt passed away. So they were doing the arrangement, the nieces were doing the arrangements for the family. They went to the church that they had belonged to for over 50 years, giving tithes and offering, volunteering. I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe the woman was a deaconess. The uncle was a deacon. For over 55 years, they've been doing this. So she went to the pastor and said, we want the funeral here, obviously because of the fact they had given, their service. And the pastor wanted to charge them $800. The girl said she went off when you hear the video. She said she cursed them out. The pastor, the pastor's wife, the deacons, and all of them, because she was upset in the fact that she felt like they should have given not the funeral free. She's paying for the funeral itself, but she's saying the building as well as the pastor's services. Now, usually when that happens, I will tell you, if the pastor says, yes, we're at your beck and we're going to pay everything up front, like we will do the band to be here, the choir be here, but this is a gift back to the family, right? Many times the family will donate to the church, give them a love offering or something like that. But she was angry in the fact that you want to charge me $800 up front, and my family, my aunt and uncle, have given their entire life to this church. They've given their tithes and their offering. They've even paid beyond that, of course, through conferences, through, just building funds, just everything for 55 years. And she was very angry about that. The young lady was in speaking about that, and her videos, like I said, is on my Facebook page. If you want to check that out, that's one. And I understand her plight. I get it. I mean, they have given their life. And like I said, usually they will give a love offering anyway. But that she was very upset about that. Another one that came across my desk was A bride is going viral for asking her guests to pay $75. Now you tell me a plate for their reception. So she's charging $75 to her guests for the reception of her wedding. Now, if you let us know if that's cool or not, you know, that's the thing. You let us know if that's cool or not. Is that etiquette or not? So the bride has asked her members to pay $75 per plate before even coming. So she's charging them. They're already paying just to come. Is that okay or is it not? Put that in the chat for me if you hear it. Let me know what your thoughts are, because most people were like, no. If you want to pay, fine. If you don't, fine. So I'll read you some of them. So one of them said they decline. Most people decline. One girl said, no, that's tacky. She said, okay, her wedding uh, won't have a lot of guests. You know, people were just saying, so over 100 people responded about that. And you let us know what that was, what you think, okay? This was another one. A woman posted her husband, another woman commented. So this lady posted her husband on her Facebook page, or social media, okay? A picture of them. And this other woman commented and said, that's my boyfriend. How is that your husband, in other words? So that's how the wife found out her husband was cheating. Because this lady stated on Facebook, on social media, could have been Facebook or Instagram. They just said on social media, period, that she responded to it and stated, that's my boyfriend. So your thoughts on that? Another big one. What is your thoughts on prenups? Okay. That was a big one that I posted. And Miami Dolphins, I believe he's a wide receiver. Don't quote me on that, but his name is Tyreek Hills. Uh, he just went through a divorce. He had been with his wife about 17 months. Okay. But he also has, even with 17 months, he has, let me get this correct, how many children he has. He has 10 plus children. Now, his wife has a child with him, but beyond that, he has more children. Well, she's the only one he married. Okay. He's married. He was married to her for 17 months. She got a list of things because he had no prenup. But the other ladies are very angry at the fact that he has to pay them child support, but they're not getting the amount that she gets. What are your thoughts on that? He does have 10 plus children. Oh, this is the caveat. He's only 32. He's 32 years old. So check that one out. Yeah, he's 32. So he's 32 with 10 plus children. Okay. He just got a divorce and he may marry again. Okay. So that's down the line. But do you think it's fair? Now, this was the big thing that people came to me and said, do you think it's fair for him to have that many children and they not have the dad in the home? What do you feel about that? Maybe somebody can speak on that or put it in comments. What do you feel about that? Because I remember when Cam Newton was talking to TD Jakes, they had an interview together, and Cam Newton had several children too. So in that, Cam Newton was stating that he's okay with it. He's fine. Cam Newton's big deal was with women. He made a statement this that I posted about his statement. Cam Newton's statement about women. And let me get it correct. And this was allegedly what he stated. Okay. And what Cam Newton stated was, he said, dad, he's a dad of 9 kids. He says women lose value the more children they have. Think about that. Now, he has 9 children, but he has different women that they buy different women. But he says the more women lose value, the more children they have. And that's Cam Newton. Okay. NFL. From the NFL. So that's his thought on that. TLC also, this is another one. TLC came up into the media recently about the fact she had spoken about Michelle Obama, but they had also found out that she gave money towards the Trump campaign. Now she cleared it up that she wanted to make her statement, and this was her thing. She said, "I want to clear it up. I am not," she said, hang on, she said, "I am not MAGA, and I do not support any of the many policies that are causing great harm to the American people." She said, "I made a mistake too many make. I did not read the fine print. I thought I was supporting causes against human trafficking and for veterans." That's the money where she thought she had given towards those things, but it turned out it was to the Trump campaign, to give you clarification. She said, "Two things I care deeply about, as my dad is a veteran and everyone knows I love children. I have learned a valuable lesson and ask for grace as I navigate this. Love, Chili." Okay? Chili of TLC was the one that had given the money, but she was thinking it was for someone else. So I wanted to clear that up. She wrote a letter. I posted it about what she thought she had done. Her video is also in there where she's talking about the fact she did not knowingly give the money towards that, and also that she loves Michelle Obama and the Obamas. She wanted to clear that part up. But you can see that, like I said, on the Facebook, on my Facebook or Instagram. You can see both of them. Uh, just running through, looking at some of these. Recently, I wanted to tell people the USDA cuts $300 million of land buying grants. Now, what that land buying grants is for black farmers. It ran across, people didn't even look at it. I posted it, but not many people responded on it. And I think it's because they just didn't understand the magnitude, what that does for farmers, period, but definitely black farmers. Black farmers, as I was reading, and I talked to some black farmers this week, they rely on those funds for irrigation, which is, the watering, because a piece of land like that to keep uh wet, to keep nourished, so your whatever your vegetables and things can grow. So it's a huge thing about farmers. We don't think about that as we're passing by, but after talking to one of the farmers, it was very clear, what was going on in the community. Okay. On this evening, we will be listening to Trump and what's going on. Wanted to tell you too, he has coming out. He has a new library and museum, just like Obama. His is coming up. Obama has a library that's already done, complete. But Trump has a library and a museum that's going to be done. But it's going to be in Florida. Okay, they're already building it. It may be almost complete. I'm not sure. I didn't look at that, but yeah, maybe almost complete. Let's try to look down some of the things just to keep you posted. Like I said, check on my Facebook page, check on my Instagram page. Keep up with me. Post on there. DM me. Let me know what kind of topics you want to listen to. Let me know some people that want to come on the show. Just keep me informed and let me know. I appreciate you all so much. I'll keep you informed, like I said, on both of those. I'll touch base with you again. Thank you for the opportunity. In a few weeks, we're going to have some great shows coming up. People have already texted me. The dates have come about. We have to solidify those things. But I thank you, each and every one of you, for the opportunity to come on, and love you all. Bye.
Graham.